What's going on, everybody? Matt Malatesta here with Coach Greg Cranfill. This is the Coach's Corner, St. Pius, the 10th edition. All right, Coach. Man, it feels good to get a win. Y'all get a win this weekend. Give me the highs and lows of the game.
Well, I think, just the preparation that we went through, leading up, it's never just a weekly thing. I would say going all the way back to a couple of weeks when, we kind of changed some things up offensively and then preparing ourselves for this stretch. And I told the guys, all you have to do is be playing your best football at the end of the season. And then that you've accomplished something. And I can remember Coach Irwin, when I got the honor of coaching with him, he would always say, just get in and get hot. And that's what it comes down to. You look at a lot of things when it comes to the playoffs and state championships and those types of things. All of a sudden teams find their rhythm, they find that groove, and then they get hot and then they start playing. And I can honestly say the last 3 weeks, we played our best football of the entire year. So really excited about the way the guys prepared themselves and then went out and executed it.
Give me a couple of headliners who really played well. Your offense put some points on the board. I know your defense is always stingy, but what really stood out to you?
Yeah, and for me, after the game, I told all those underclassmen, do me a favor and watch this senior class. Just open your eyes and watch this senior class and watch how they've handled adversity, watch how they've handled the struggles that we've been through, and then punch right through every wall that we go through. As a coaching staff, we were talking right after the game. We met and talked for about an hour after the game. And I think it starts with our two-way players. None other than the one and only Nate Alvarez, who's playing 60 snaps of offense and 60 snaps of defense. He's playing on special teams, and he's playing at a high level. That he would be one. Then you've got Alex Yearwood, who's doing the same thing at wide receiver and defensive back, and Cam Brown, who's doing the same thing, at wide receiver and defensive back. The list goes on and on. But for me, it's that senior class and how proud I am of the things that we ask each one of those guys. And I tell them honestly, and this, Matt, this is the way it works. On the better you are, it doesn't get easier. The better you are, the higher the level of expectation is. It's because you don't expect guys without certain kids' abilities to be able to do those things. I can't tell a 5'1" guy that he needs to be up dunking or playing above the rim in basketball. And football is no different. Obviously, our kids play from their hearts, but at some point, you are limited to what you can do. But what we want these guys to believe is that they're better than they are. I think that's one of the things I always picked up when coaches would talk to me, is just having these kids believe that they're the best version of themselves and they're going out and performing all the things that they're prepared to do. And that's what excites me. Braxton Bice our quarterback went 13 for 13, 135 yards and 5 touchdowns. I felt like our offensive line played well. Josh Mitchell had another 100-yard game. Andrew Kirkland, the freshman quarterback, came in and had a solid 9 carry night for 80 yards. So we had a plethora of guys that were performing, and defensively, I felt like all 4 of our linebackers, were double-digit tacklers, and they had to be because Central Catholic was big and they were just going to run the football. But our guys did not flinch, and we stepped up. Probably the highlight of the night was Preston Kyle, our kicker and our punter. He set 2 school records. One for the most field goals in a season. He's kicked 10. And he kicked a 55-yard field goal to break the old school record of 49, and probably could have made it from 60 plus. He bombed that thing. Some of the coaches on the side were like, "Coach, we've got to talk about covering." And I go, "I'm not worried about covering this. He's about to make it." Yeah. And he bombed it right through the middle. So big kudos to all of those guys, and a special kudos to Preston Kyle. Wow. I think offensively, big plays, coming from the wide receiver. Cam Brown had 2 touchdown receptions. You had Alex Yearwood, who had a touchdown reception. CJ Fowler made an exceptional play. There's another guy playing both ways for us, made exceptional touchdown catch. And Nate Alvarez, which was probably the turning point in my mind in the game. It was 14-7 late in the second quarter. Cam intercepts one, runs it down. The next play, we strike it right to Nate, and Nate takes it in from about 25-30 out. So we had a lot of things clicking on all cylinders, and I was proud of the way the guys performed.
Talk about this upcoming week. You got Prestonwood Christian, traditional power for sure.
We're actually off this week.
Oh, you're off. You're right.
Yeah, we got because of the tiebreaker system, we went to the 3rd place seed, which gives us the first round bye. So regional finals next, not this Friday, but next Friday. So
don't you love a bye?
Oh yeah, man. And we need it. Just for the simple fact of a couple guys that are banged up, that we feel like that this time off can help.
And it's really great that they get another week of prep, another week just inside the locker room, and the camaraderie gets going on an off week as well. Yep. What will you do this week? Anything kind of team bonding-ish?
No, well, the team bonding, no, I doubt that. For us, we're a pretty routine-based culture here. Yeah. Today Monday we'll watch Friday's video. I gave them Saturday off. And so we'll bring them in today. We'll watch video, and then we'll kick day one for Prestonwood off tomorrow. Go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday during the period on Friday, and give them Friday afternoon off, and tell them come back on Monday ready to roll. So,
and it's kind of that, it's win or go home. So it just puts another whole element of football across the state of Texas, for that matter. Just like, hey man, you have to be, you can't make a lot of mistakes in advance to the next round.
Correct. And I think that's the fun part, is just knowing that a lot of schools right now, Monday after the last week, are putting stuff up on racks.
Yep.
And that you earn the right to continue to play. And next week there'll be half of those teams that are playing tonight that are doing exactly that same thing, putting up their stuff. And then it just keeps on and keeps on, to know that nothing's been given, that you've earned everything that you've done so far. And that's a good feeling, something to talk about for the rest of your life.
Yep. Well, hey, y'all have a good week, and we'll talk next week about the big regional final playoff matchup. That'll be a good one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Y'all are up to it. All right. Hey, this is Matt with VYPE. We'll see y'all at the games.
All right. Go Panthers.